Morning, back from my little breakaway, and firstly I'd like to thank my daughter and grandchildren and son-in-law for keeping everything watered. Everything's absolutely shot on. It's amazing when you go away just for a week and you come back and you're just so surprised how everything's moved on. These sunflowers have, I would say, doubled in size in the space of a week. My leeks are nearly at pencil size, so they're going to be going in soon. Here are some of my squash, all flown on. So I've got absolutely loads of things to do. First job I'm going to do in the greenhouse now, because we're in the first week in May, I'm going to start hardening off some of the plants. So first job I'm going to do is I'm going to get this sweet corn out, some of the plants that I've grown for the garden outside, and start the hardening off process. So let's crack on and catch up. So the hardening process starts off by getting this table out, which I've got stored under my overhang here. It's just a normal sort of like an events table, collapsible table, metal legs, really good quality. But what I do is I cover it with this plastic, and it's just somewhere that I can bring my plants out and put them on there, just harden off throughout the day and sometimes even the night. What is a good idea is getting some of these trays. You know, if you're bringing these plants out individually, it could take you an age. I mean, I've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got about 24 plants in there, so it does make it a little bit quicker. So I'm going to crack on and get the rest. As I say, in a week, it's amazing how things have come on. These sweet corn now are at a really good size and ready to go out, but I'm not going to put them out just yet. I'm probably going to give it another week just to make sure that there's no frost. As you can see, the root there is well formed and it's ready to go. So next weekend, probably these will be going out. So I managed to get most of the stuff out of the greenhouse onto here. It looks like the temperatures of this evening are going to be around 12. I think the lowest is 12, 13. So I'm not putting this back in. I might just throw a green net over the top of it just to keep any pigeons or anything like that won't fancy a peck. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to weed my potato beds and cover over the potatoes that have come through. And then I'm going to try and take my brassicas out of the net tunnel, my cold frame, up and put them into the net tunnel to make space for me to get my runner beans out of the greenhouse and hardening off in the tunnel. As I say, sweet corn, runner beans, that type of thing. I'm not even thinking about putting those in yet. Squash, things like that. They're going to stay in the greenhouse and in the net tunnel. So I better crack on. I've loads to catch up with. As you might be able to see, the potatoes are now coming through. You can just see the green clumps there, but there's a lot of weed. So before I start to cover those over, I'm going to do a little bit of weeding first, get that out. It just makes life easier later on. Right, with that bed weeded, all I'm going to do now is get these covered up. So I'm just going to rake them over the top like that, just so that it's covered. Same as here, you can just see them merging through there. Just cover them over, like so. And by doing that, if we do get a late frost, they're protected, but it also encourages more growth. And more growth is more potatoes. And that's what we're after. Right, so that bed's completely weeded. All the potatoes have been covered over, and you can now distinctly see where the 3 rows are. So the next job now is moving my brassicas from the coal frame over into the net tunnel. So that's most of the brassicas in the tunnel now, where they're going to stay. At the top there, we've got the cauliflower. Down there we have the red cabbage, kohlrabi. Over there we've got the Savoy cabbage and some pak choi. So they're all going to stay in here now. What that's done is freed up the coal frame, so I can now get some runner beans in there and get them hardening off as well. So better crack on. A lot of catching up to do. You can't believe 1 week how quick the weeds can grow, how quick your plants come on, and getting back ahead is going to probably take me all day today, which is Saturday, and tomorrow. So the coronation's out the window for me. I'll have to catch up on that. Right, so now I've cleared the coal frame. I'm now at the salad station, and I'm going to start putting some salad out. Now, I'm not putting it all out at once. I'm going to put it out in various stages. So I'm going to put a couple of rows of beetroot that I've grown in these modular trays, a row of lettuce that again in the modular tray, and then there's some more lettuce, which is the red salad leaf. So I'm just going to plant them out here. Now at the end of the day there may be a little bit of frost forecast, but because this is such a small area, I can simply just put some fleece over the top and weight down at the sides with some bricks. So I'm not risking too much really. So let's start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plant these, rather than having a full bed of lettuce and a full bed of beetroot and a full bed of mixed red and green salad leaves, I'm going to just put them in rows. So it just adds a little bit of interest to the bed. That would help if I could find my trowel. So we'll start with this one here. This bed's been prepared nicely. I'll bob another small one of these in. As I say, I've not been too impressed with the composts this year, so I'm going to have to work really hard in trying to solve that problem by making my own. I think I've got a fair few compost bins, and that's what I'm going to try and do this year. That's one of the resolutions that I've got. There we go. As you can see, that's a plug plant. The compost really is hardly there, but let's see how they go. So there we have it. The first salads in the salad station planted up. As you can see, it's not even a square metre that. So as I say, we can get that covered over with some protection if needs be. It's great to get something in the ground. Onwards and upwards. So the final thing I'm going to plant up today is my chard. I've got 12 plants altogether, 6 here, 6 in the other tray there. 6 are going to go in this one and 6 in the bed in front. So as you can see, yet again, these have been screaming to get out, so they're looking really well. So these are going in this bed here, and hopefully they'll put on a good show. It's really awkward trying to catch up, but I've plenty of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on with this, and I'm going to leave you and probably see you midweek and give you a bit of an update as to where we are. So until the next time, take care, enjoy your bank holiday, and happy growing.